Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It comes in 1/48 scale and it copies Sopwith F.1 Camel with the Bentley engine, and in 1/48 scale it comes as a weekend edition, so you won't get any extras, but for some modders it is completely fine, so that's why I decided to take a closer look. And as usual, we have a commercial sample here, so it means you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. So first of all, I have to note the box art. It looks really great, and I hope that we will see maybe some poster or maybe even t-shirt with this art. And box size is standard for such type of kit from Eduard. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and on the side here you can find some information about the manufacturer. Obviously it is made in Czech Republic and kit number is 8485. On the opposite side you will find 4 marking options for this kit. So this is a weekend edition, and still we get 4 marking options, which is quite nice, and we will check them a bit later when we will be talking about assembly manual. So this is a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. All frames are separated into plastic bags as far as you can see, so all gray are packed into one plastic bag, and it's a bit of a tight fit in terms of the main frames. I wonder why it was done like this. So now I'm going to open this plastic bag with a clear sprue. Here we have various parts for this aircraft, and because we are dealing with the weekend edition kit, you can guess that there are no masks included. And in case you would like to have these parts covered, you will have to get your own stickers or buy the masks separately. So it's up to you which option you choose, but believe me, it will be easier to get the ready cut masks so that you can focus on other procedures instead of trying to cut the tiny stickers for your model. But overall molding quality looks really great, so there is nothing to be complaining about. And next we continue with this, let's say, main plastic bag. So I'm going to zoom out, and here is what I'm talking about. So it's a resealable plastic bag with several sprues inside. As you can see, it's easy to open and easy to take the sprues. There are 3 of them as far as you can see. And of course we will start one by one. So first of all, we are going to start with this one, which was on the top. Here you can see the front cowling sections, which are molded as a single piece parts. Also we have landing gear wheels, elevators, also here are the landing gear struts, and everything looks fine. So if I zoom in, here you can take a closer look. Let's not forget that here we are checking the World War I biplane in 1/48 scale, so that's why there are no really big parts, I would say, and the finished model will not be big as well, so that's why it's worth keeping this in your mind when you'll be planning to work on this model, because it will be a lot of things which will require a careful installation and assembly, and some of them will not be possible to get into the right spot with the bare fingers. Next we continue with engine parts. So even though here we have several versions of the engine for this aircraft, as you remember, today's boxing is dedicated to the Bentley engine. And also here we have the pilot seat, instrument panel, we have some cockpit parts, and everything looks really good. So what we get in the standard plastic, I would say it looks really convincing, so it's just a matter of assembling all these parts together. And of course, maybe adding some weathering, because cockpit obviously will be open, so everything will be visible, and that's why maybe it's worth dedicating your time in order to get a bit more convincing appearance. Another thing to remember is that you can replace, for example, the pilot seat with the 3D printed part. The same goes for the engine. And I think we have also P parts which are sold separately for the cockpit, so in case you would like to get more features, definitely go for it, because it will be a noticeable upgrade, and in such model it should be a really great thing to add into your build. Next we continue with this sprue where we have wing parts. So as far as you can see, we have 2 versions of the top wing. Of course we'll use only one, and the lower wing is dedicated or divided into 2 halves from both sides. We have also fuselage halves here. Note that the top section is molded separately here, so that you won't have any seams or gaps in this area. And if I zoom in here, you can take a closer look at the external features. So everything looks fine, and I like the attachment points. They're quite thin in order to carefully separate all this stuff, so it's just a matter of cutting them maybe with a plastic saw, not with the plastic cutters. And here, by the way, you can see that we have also some minor features in the cockpit, as well as the guiding elements, which will help you with proper alignment of these parts together. But overall, I do not see any molding damage here, so everything looks really great at the first sight, and at the second as well. So next, I'm opening another plastic bag. Here we have Decals sheet. Of course, it is printed in Eduard, so you shouldn't be worried about any printing quality issues. But somehow all symbols, they fit onto one Decals sheet, and I will show it in a second. As you remember, we have 4 marking options supplied here out of the box. This is, as I said before, a really decent number of markings to have in 1/48 scale World War I biplane, and here you can see the decals for this kit. So we have the stencils, we have also all the main symbols, and note that we have also the pre-cut symbols in all the necessary areas, which is really important in my opinion. We have the dials for the instrument panel, and that's pretty much all from what I can see. So if you would like to have more features, such as for example seat belts, you will have to get the P parts, because otherwise you won't be able to copy it, or you should do some scratch building with your own hands and tools, but it will take some time. Next, we continue with assembly manual. So this one comes in form of color printed brochure. Here I will have to zoom out a bit. On the first page you can see the short history note about this model, and it's written in English obviously. Next we continue with the parts map, and here a quite interesting thing is that blue color, it means that these parts will not be used, and note how many parts will actually stay untouched. So they will go straight to your spare parts box. Assembly process here starts with the cockpit, so we start working on the pilot seat. As you remember, we do not have any PE or resin parts, so you will be working purely with the plastic parts only, and that might be a good thing for some modelers, because they will be able to work with something what they are used to work with. Next we continue with joining fuselage halves together. Here we assemble the engine, and as you can see, only one engine is offered, so that's why I was saying that all other engines, they will stay untouched. We assemble also the machine guns, and then we start working on the tail fairings, lower wing with separate ailerons, by the way. And next, here we install the top wing. So here you have to be careful in order to align all the struts together and get the proper fitment of these parts, but I think with some time you'll get it. Next we continue with landing gear assembly, and here you install one-piece propeller together with bomb loadout, and of course rigging. So this will take some time for sure, especially in 1/48 scale, so be ready for this. And I would say that this is definitely not a beginner's delight. Here we continue with the first marking option. It's a aircraft from France, March 1918. One more here is from the same region, February 1918. Another one from January, and one more here from April. It's even written April 21st, 1918. So here we have the short history note, and you'll be able to read more about this aircraft if you would like to. And of course it's worth getting some reference material if you can, because it will give you a better result. So this kit should be already available, and you can get it on official Eduard website together with some other add-ons, as I said before, for this particular model. Of course I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.